the Church of Scientology is so afraid of.
This is SPTV.
Hello, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to SPTV. My name is Serge Domar, and covering and reporting to you guys live here at SPTV, where every single day of the week, you guys, we ask ourselves the same damn question. Day after day, week after week, year after year, decade after decade. What in the literal hell is Scientology so afraid of? So in today's episode, you guys, I want to share with you a little issue that Marie Claire magazine did on Marisol Nichols. Okay, so we have Marie Claire. Hold on to your seats, you guys, because Marie Claire is really going to run a whole joke on you guys. And the joke is going to be on y'all. If you bought this issue, joke's on you. That felt good, right? Yep, I think so. Moving on. Got my nerds today. I think Scientology's afraid of ASMR. I really do think so. Okay, you guys, let's really show you what the hell I'm talking about right now. Let's get into it. Whoa. You guys, hold on to your literal seats. Because you know what? I'm about to literally introduce you all to none other than the Hollywood vigilante, you guys. Far from the Riverdale set, actress Marisol Nichols performs the role of her lifetime, one that requires a certain kind of courage and crazy. Oh my God, you guys. Oh, you guys, literally, I couldn't have written that better myself. I mean, let's just reread this because I kid you literally not, you guys. You know what? Okay, like, really, let me get it together, you guys. Okay, let me go. It goes like this. Far from the Riverdale set, actress Marisol Nichols performs the role of her lifetime, one that requires a certain kind of courage and crazy. I mean, I literally kid you not, you guys. Hunting child predators. Can't decide if it should be that one or this one, you guys. Can you guys write in the comments which of these sounds does this Hollywood vigilante deserve? Please. Please, 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 pretty please. So here it is, you guys. The subject of today's video, Miss Marisol Nichols, who has been working as a double, triple, quadruple agent, apparently. She's a contracted something or other. You guys can check out that video that, shout out to Mario Lopez, Mr. Mario Lopez from Save by the Bell. Oops, wrong one, you guys. I think I meant to do more like this one. Save by the Bell. That's better. That's a little better. Mario Lopez did an abysmal job covering and pitching this woman. Some sort of, I don't know, you guys. You check it out and you let me know, right? Because we don't have to do every last shred of due diligence for this corrupt, corporate, lazy media. Oh, you know what, guys? I forgot to put my Forritos Pulpa on my drink, so excuse me for a second. Excuse me for a minute while we cleanse our palate, because this is gonna be not fasten your seatbelts, you guys. This is gonna be a literal bumpy ride. That's better. And now my Forritos Pulpa is inside my drink with all the crushed ice and the lemonade that I'm drinking. You guys, I literally kid you not. This is the best drink in the world. Let's get into what Miss Marisol is all about. According to Marie Claire, this is Marisol Nichols, you guys. An actress sits on the edge of a mattress in a $59 a night hard luck motel room. The grimy curtains drawn, cobwebs cloud the splotchy ceiling, and the room smells of must and old smoke. In the bathroom, the floor tiles peel and lift at the edges, and the beige streaks stain the tub and the toilet. I mean, literally beige streaks stain the tub and the toilet. What in what the hell are beige streaks staining the toilet, you guys? I told you, this is going to be a hard one to get through. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying, but I'm literally to my wit's end. Okay, the article continues, you guys. Bulletproof vests hang on the backs of chairs, ready. On the table are bags of beef jerky, barbecue, potato chips, oranges. They are cans of Rain Total Body Fuel and enough bottles of water for everyone. Oh, good. Good to know, you guys. They did have their bottled waters ready. Then it goes something about 24 law enforcement officers from the local county sheriff's department, 2 from outside agencies, an FBI agent. Ooh, shout out to the FBI, you guys. They're right there. A couple of chatters and 2 civilian decoys who play the bait. A friend who's a former governor investigator, and Marisol Nichols, star of the hit Clearwater series. Clearwater, I kid you not, you guys. Clearwater, right? Is that Clearwater? No, I think that's another thing. Well, write it in the comments. Let me know. I grew up in a cult. I have no idea what CW is. Series Riverdale, which she'll leave at the end of the 4th season. Start of the upcoming Saw reboot called Spiral. Out May 15. Okay, more pitches about what she's on. Former star of the 6th season of 24. Chevy Chase's daughter in Vegas Vacation way back when. She's not a when she's not in a Hollywood set, she's playing a role. It's about to get serious, you guys. The role of parent pimping out a child, or depending on what the situation calls for, the role of a child being pimped out to a guy. A dirtbag on his way to a dismal motel to have sex with an 11-year-old girl who doesn't exist. Here's the deal, you guys. Nobody has a problem with somebody going to a motel to go and rescue a child, an 11-year-old that's being sold off like that. That is literally a priority, and we literally hope that there's hundreds of agents dedicating their lives right now as we speak to deal with the issue of trafficking of minors at scale, and not just in very seedy motels. This law enforcement need to go check out nicer digs, because apparently all it takes is for you to have a nicer hotel like the ones that Ms. Nichols is a paid member to completely just play law enforcement. Because the irony doesn't escape anybody that's in this unit, so-called about to rescue kids out of horrific trafficking, when Ms. Nichols literally goes to her hotels and gets serviced. Why they literally call it a service. Go get serviced by that minor. That means go get supervised. That means go get sec check. That means go get auditing from that minor. That means all these other words that Ms. Nichols and her buddies at that hotel have decided to really think for themselves. That was a great idea that we all did that, guys. And that is a great idea that we all think that minors inside working at CC and at Flag is just no biggie. All right, let's move on with this situation here. Let's see what else it talks about. Marie Claire magazine goes on. Oh, there's our woman of the moment, you guys, right there. If that's not the face of I want to go rescue a ton of children, I don't know what in the hell that is. Moving on, let's see. Nicole stumps a message into a hookup app, popular among men seeking sex with children. In the message, she pretends to be the child's father. In town today, tonight only, need someone to educate son daughter while I am Miss S watch. Why I and MS watch. And if that went over your head, you guys, it's because they're about to decode it for us. Educate is code for sex. Online, she's a trafficker, enticing adults who want to sleep with children. On the phone, she feigns the voice of a child, sounding drugged and sheepish. Are you kidding me? Ugh, gross. Another drink, you guys. What do you like? The men ask, thinking she's 13. She giggles and stammers on cue. Unlike the other roles she's been cast in, Nichols isn't being paid for this performance. She flew herself here, halfway across the country from her home in Los Angeles to this mid-sized Midwestern city for the 2-day op. She was participated in half a dozen child sex stings around the world over the last 5 years. Always as a volunteer. Oh, you guys, isn't it so great that she's just literally volunteering herself all over the world? Is she though? She really volunteering? Or could anything else be going on whatsoever? Leave it in the comments, you guys. You tell us what you think. We are sick and tired of telling you guys what we think because this is barely digestible. Each one in another battle of war that might never end. These men, they are everywhere, and you just try to pick them off one at a time. If these 2 days and all of this manpower and all of this expenditure of taxpayer money snags a single predator, it would be well worth it, because then that man won't be able to make victims out of who knows how many children. Well, isn't that interesting, guys? We couldn't have said this better ourselves. I mean, these men in these hotels are everywhere. We kid you literally not. They are in the courtrooms, they are in the auditing rooms, they are in the waiting lounges, they are in the purification rundown, they're over at the jacuzzi, they're over by the pool, they're over by the hotel, in various places of the hotel. They buy the auditorium, they go to the ballroom, they go everywhere, gaining access to, yes, including but not limited to young Sea Org members. Sea Org members? Isn't it interesting that the Sea Org doesn't exist, you guys, and it's all just a bunch of corporations? When you see the lawsuits from these attorneys, they have to name corporation after corporation after corporation because it's all just a shell. It's all just a dumb shell of stupid corporations that purport to be doing the work of the Lord, and they couldn't be more disgusting. Let's finish here. Each one is another battle in a war that might never end. So apparently not. It's never going to end. And apparently a lot of taxpayer money is being spent on this, you guys. And literally, kid you not, let's give Miss Nichols the whole screen again. She is not on a Hollywood set, the article states, but she's playing a role, the role of parent pimping out a child, or the role of a child being pimped out to a guy. There it is, you guys. Marie Claire magazine pitching Marisol Nichols as the Hollywood vigilante is what we're being told she is. She's vigilante, right? What are you vigilanting about, Nicole? Miss Nichols. Okay, the article continues. But these things, they can get messy. Nichols doesn't always agree with the tactics, and the men targeted are unpredictable. The efforts don't always lead to an arrest. Why bother? Child sex trafficking happens mostly overseas, in third world countries with less gender parity. At least that's what many Americans would like to believe. The truth is, it is very much a U.S. epidemic. Nichols knows about the brutality that floats around the dark web. People don't want to hear the dirty details, she warns. Oh, really, Marisol? They don't want to hear the dirty details? Are you sure? Are you really sure they don't want to hear the dirty details? Ask that to yourself in a mirror next time you wake up. People don't want to know about adults having you know what with kids. The thing they say they want to do to them, your mind protects you from that much evil. Quote. Interesting how Miss Nichols purports that her mind is protecting her from so much evil. And what was that little reference that we had to GTS the other day, you guys? Oh, yeah, the FPRD forum. Let's remind Ms. Nichols what is in one of the memos of that hotel that she frequents and what kind of questions they're interested in finding out. And maybe she and her publicist can put up a statement about what in the literal hell happens to the men that frequent the hotels where Ms. Nichols goes to get serviced, is what was being called when I was there. So let's really find out what that is. For herself, she can answer the questions. For herself, she can start explaining. For herself, she can start putting it on the public records. And she is Marisol Nichols for a slavery-free world. So it doesn't make sense, right, you guys? All right, well, this is a question for Ms. Nichols' publicist and Ms. Nichols herself. And this is what is known inside those hotels as the second dynamic form, you guys. False purpose, rundown, and we literally kid you not. Here are the questions asked of people frequenting those hotels. Have you ever belittled your spouse or sexual partner to others? Have you ever injured or ill-treated a pregnant woman? Have you ever betrayed a child? Have you ever physically injured a child? Have you ever ridiculed a child? Have you ever been irresponsible about children? Have you ever done something sexually perverted with children? Have you ever seduced a minor? Have you ever betrayed a parent? Have you ever lied to a parent? Have you ever ignored a parent? Have you ever physically injured a parent? Have you ever caved in a parent? That means to make them go completely crazy and upset. Have you ever ridiculed a parent? Do you have a secret over it you're afraid your mother or father will find out? Have you ever practiced sex with a member of your family? I mean, you guys. Oh shit, I didn't change the page. Okay, you guys, this is a lot. You gotta really give me a break for a minute, to be honest. Okay, so here's where everyone can see this, and we will link this on the description down below. And yes, like and subscribe to the video, you guys. Whatever. We need more people to see this disgusting questions and really start getting from all the corrupt corporate media who sit in their offices pondering, geez, would it be weird that in these hotels people are paying upwards of $500 an hour to discuss in full? Have you ever done something sexually perverted with children? And imagine if they're just a little surge. It was 14, just like me, right now, today, another little prodigy of these people training minors to ask these questions, because who in the hell cares? That's what we're being told, you guys. This is a very highly religious situation. What is going on here? Never mind, these are all Class A felonies. But I'm sure the Clearwater Police and the LAPD cannot wait to tell us what a religious experience it was to be asked these questions ad nauseum. And I'm sure that Ms. Nichols would have no problem getting with her little publicist and typing a little statement about, you know what? What's everyone so pressed about? This is a religious thing. No one's supposed to, what is it called? Like, oh yeah, like don't ridicule the beliefs of others, the religious beliefs of others, you guys. Never mind that Ms. Nichols says she's purporting to be this double, triple, quadruple agent for these people trying to save kids. I mean, see her in action. She's playing the part of what? Of trafficker or pimp or both or what? The article continues. Nichols deserves the part in case Perp glimpses her through the window. She's 46, but waif like a 5'4" with a hoodie over her head and a bedsheet draped across her shoulder. She can pass as a teenager, or she might wear her long dark hair matted and put on a beer-soaked Motley Crue t-shirt, and suddenly she's a young junkie mom prostituting her kid. She can play madam or victim. Well, interesting, Marisol. That's very interesting. You can play those both parts there. Very, very interesting. On this morning, she wears a black baseball cap backwards. Oh, you guys. She's about to really show us some skills, I guess. Black t-shirt, a bell-bottom jeans. I mean, these Marie Claire magazine, are they ridiculous, or is this really what America wants to read about? Marisol Nichols, bell-bottom jeans? Because you know what? Yes, that's what we need. Combating, literally kid you not, guys, combating human trafficking with bell-bottom jeans. I mean, what in the literal hell is going on? She carries a pack of American Spirit cigarettes. She could be anyone. Most of these guys, she says, are wimps. Oh, cowards. Oh, Marisol Nichols. Grab onto your seatbelts, guys. The 5'4" waif that's on a t-shirt looking like she's a mother that's pimping her daughter is not a coward herself. She's very, very strong. Sick men who want to take advantage of a girl. She remembers one sting in which she played a trafficker who sets up child sex parties. Well, isn't that interesting? The target was 38, looked like a real estate agent or something, probably in a fraternity in college. Looking the guy in the face, she says that she got it in her gut. These guys look like normal people, and you're pretending that you're happily and eagerly set up children for them to have sex with. Nichols kept her cool throughout her interview, but she adds to watch his eyes. The way they lit up at the mention of an underage kid. You want to kick him in the balls and beat the hell out of him. Watch out for this this cold woman, guys, because she is about to literally go unhinged. During her 2-decade acting career, Nichols has appeared in CSI, Crime Scene Investigation, Law and Order, Special Victims Unit, and Cold Case. More than once, she's played a cop. She's perfect for the part, you guys. As part of her research for her roles, she sometimes went on ride-alongs with homicides and narcotic detectives, you guys. Miss Marisol Nichols has been doing her research for a little while, hasn't she? Hasn't she? Well, fasten to your seatbelts because we're going to get into the next video of just how much Ms. Nichols has been, living it up with, all manner of departments at the LAPD. Okay, she goes, it gave me mad respect for these guys, she says. Oh my God. You guys, literally, this is quote from her that Mary Claire printed. It gave me mad respect for these guys, she says. It sparked my interest in the trafficking world, realizing and really being on the other side of the underbelly of society. Well, Ms. Nichols, since you seem to have not a shred of self-awareness, let's just direct this to you right now. Since you're dying to tell us that you really want to be on the other side of the underbelly of society, why don't you get to typing that email with your publicist and figuring out what in the hell you could pitch the tutti form as anything else other than disgusting abuse? Because you know what? Let's start with what happens in your hotels, the ones that you are a paid member to. Those are the ones we need to see. Ms. Nichols, those are the ones you and your publicist who were pitching this thing to Mary Claire, who has not a shred of a clue of anything that's going on, you guys, because I guess the budgets are really getting cut at these corporate media outlets. I guess they really are losing their viewership, it's called, you guys. I guess they really just cannot get anyone to fund them. I guess women don't want to read those stupid magazines that are just literally filled with garbage. I guess people are just so sick of hearing the same old pitches and regurgitated BS. But maybe I'm wrong, you guys. You tell me in the comments if we are wrong or if we are right. Here is Miss Nicole saying that she infiltrated the trafficking unit. Put that in your notes, you guys. Just write it down somewhere in your notes because, just put it there. Her career slowed around 2012, and she went through a 2.5-year dry spell. Oh, but it's about to get better, you guys, because those police immersions stuck with her. She had what is called in Scientology a cognition, you guys. She literally had a cognition. There's something that really stuck with me about those police interactions. Let's see what she wants to say for herself there. Those police immersions stuck with her. She used her hiatus to throw herself in the world of human trafficking. Oh, guys, we literally kid you not whatsoever. Learning everything she could, speaking with organizations and individuals who worked on the issue. You guys, this woman funds the issue. Just between us girls, this woman funds. It'd be nice for her and her publicist to include how many donations has Ms. Nichols given Celebrity Center, and then how much money has Ms. Nichols given Flag. Just those two, just two. Literally, who cares about the IAS? Who cares about anybody else? We literally just need to know those two. So type that on your notes and put it there and start typing really fast. So here she is talking about how she, got herself on a 2-year hiatus and started figuring out all about human trafficking, learning everything she could, speaking with organizations and individuals who worked on the issue. She knew she wasn't an A-list actor or even B-list, but she had access and connections, and the issue was so powerful. Why couldn't she put on a red carpet benefit? Not the kind that she often found herself at: designer clothes, canopies, nobody really knowing or caring much why they were there. Her mission would be to attract celebrities to parties and hand them bullet points. She wanted to be about real education and action. You guys, we're almost through this. It's painful to see this disgusting, abysmal coverage, but whatever. Lights are about to go off, I think, in my place. On real quick. Sorry. She wanted to do something. Nichols started her nonprofit foundation for a slavery-free world in 2014. In addition to her sting work, she speaks publicly on the topic, warning parents to monitor and restrict their kids' social media. She describes how easily a young girl can get ensnared in a trafficking scheme. Predators go online and pretend to be kids from the neighboring junior high. They befriend a few mutual friends, add few similar hobbies. They target the girl is posting, "I hate my parents," and start to chat her up. "Hey, I saw you at the homecoming game while looking for a keynote speaker for an awareness conference she was organizing." Nichols connected with a former special agent from the Department of Homeland Security who works privately on internet crimes against kids and child sex terrorism. Oops, tourism. Should be called terrorism, but that's another story. He invited her to witness an undercover operation in Haiti a few months later. It involved a tip about a house that was involved in a child organ trafficking. She hopped on the plane. She had her passion and she needed firsthand knowledge to get some reality on this. So I'm not just a talking head. Well, thank you, Ms. Nichols, for pitching us your Scientology without pitching us your Scientology, you guys. To get some reality is what they tell you in that hotel. Improve your reality, get some reality. And since Ms. Nichols has firsthand reality in what this looks like inside a hotel, you guys, and she's been the benefactor of such services, including but not limited to audits, sec checks, ethics handlings, and courses. Now, any manner of combinations of what I just mentioned could have been that Ms. Nichols was being serviced by a minor. Never mind that when she pays for services of this nature, including but not limited to the 2D form we just showed you, with unthinkable, disgusting questions that have nothing to do with anything. Apparently, Ms. Nichols is all about it. She thinks it's amazing. And here she talks about how she doesn't want to be a talking head, but I think she's actually just talking out of her you know what. If you really want to ask me. I mean, talking head, forget talking head. I think you're just speaking out of your you know what, Marisol. Okay. Moving on. On the way back from Haiti, investigators stopped over in another city to look into intelligence about an American man who liked to travel abroad for child sex parties. Ugh, disgusting. The agent said to Nichols, "Hey, you're an actress. Do you want to do an op?" Nichols said, "Sure." And the agent told her, "Okay, here's your backstory. Here's the scene." Is that really how it happens, you guys? Anybody out there that's actually doing this work, do you really just go to actresses and tell them this corny piece of you know what? Be great to know. All right. These guys look like normal people, and you are pretending that you just happily and eagerly set up children for them to have literally what it says on the screen, guys. Literally that word. So, yeah, for Ms. Nichols, talking about out 2D of children is just another day in the neighborhood. Because you know what? In those hotels where she frequents, they don't call it the sex word, they call it out 2D. So, publicists of Miss Nichols, add that to your list too. Put that on your email too. What in the hell is this? And how in the hell is this different from a lot of the things that are being practiced in Miss Nichols hotels? Nichols went undercover with a camera and audio equipment to try to get information so that he could lead us back to the next party that's in Mexico. The next party that's in the Dominican Republic, and introduce us to the trafficker, she says. I was pretending to be a girl who sets up the party. Well, isn't that interesting, Miss Nichols? You are setting up parties, but different type of parties. I mean, like, chatting it up with Cardone, Elena Cardone and all of that, right? And who else? Who else is going to your parties, Miss Nichols? She still remembers that first time, how nervous she felt. But honestly, as soon as we got the first guy, I was like, okay, let's go. Isn't that incredible, you guys? She has met with police departments to see if they want to collaborate. Gee, we wonder which police department was dumb enough not to have any access to Google while Ms. Nichols was doing her little, tour to see who would bite. And since she was out of work, we wonder if any of her volunteerism, I can't even say it, you guys. Volunteerism, there we go. Volunteerism was actually something, or if it was just like, a bunch of nerds. Who does not like nerds, right, you guys? Who does not like? I mean, I feel like I need a sugar break right about now. My sugar level is about dropping. Let's see. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. You guys, don't be eating nerds. Don't be eating nerds. She has met with police departments to see if they want to collaborate, showing them footage and success rates. Some have declined, citing concerns that she's a civilian. Online vigilante groups have been criticized for setting up pedophile sting operations, but Nicole keeps at it. She continues to partner with law enforcement agencies that are open to working with someone whose day job often involve playing make believe. Ew, you guys. And you know what? It's like this is where you see the sickness and the poison that this woman really is. You see her out there pitching herself, and some police departments with actual balls told her what every last shred of police department should be telling people like Miss Nichols, especially ones that have ties to you know who, doing you know what to children. I mean, how in the world is this just so ridiculous? And again, how is Mary Claire pitching this as a amazing woman, you guys? Because look at her. She's just doing everything. I mean, how easy, gullible, naive, and dumb are these media outlets, you guys? Do they really not give a shred of an F? Are they really just that pressed for dumb, ridiculous stories? Or should they really be caring about an issue that really requires some real attention and some real due diligence and some real work? Because this just looks so cheap. Oh yeah, go buy your Cartier while you're at it. Being inside of these real life scenes, she says, is surreal. Nicole remembers asking herself in the middle of her first sting, what the hell did I get myself into? How the hell did I get here? I mean, you guys, literally, those are the two questions you need to ask yourself, Marisol Nichols. Let's just leave it at that. I'm just so exhausted. Literally, let's just get done with this, you guys. I'm just exhausted and disgusted all at once. Isn't that interesting? Okay, moving on. You know what? That always puts me in a good mood. Outside, there's a Dollar Tree and a GameStop. At least 5 churches are within walking distance. Well, isn't that great, you guys? Officers stake out parking spots where they sit walkie-talkies inside vehicles with tinted windows and no AC running. The waits can stretch into the dark hours of the night, and the undercover team cannot move about freely or leave the room frequently because it could tip off prep who may be circling. There it is, you guys. There's where it all took place in Scientology. Oh, oops. No, I mean, this is the fake operation that they're putting. But, you know, Scientology hotels, especially the QI, shout out to the QI in Clearwater, looked actually worse than this. So let's just put that into perspective. The QI looks more disgusting than this. This actually has curtains and actually has a paint job. Trust us, the QI was literally, you could have seen the cockroaches fly, like literally right there. Catching pedophiles depends on technology, apps, chat rooms, the dark web, and the technology is ever changing. 5 years ago, Nichols was part of an operation with detectives posting ads for sex with kids on Craigslist personal sections. Within 15 minutes, we had 30 appointments, she said. Then there was a back page, the freaking Disney World for pedophiles. Quote. Well, since Ms. Nichols wants to talk about the Disney World for pedophiles, you just added that to your list. To put that on your publicist list of BS that you need to also explain. Explain how that's the Disneyland of pedophiles and the place that you literally fund yourself with your own money and for your tax write-offs, Miss Nichols is the one that is in the business of luring in patrons that will be paying top dollar, mind you, not to do the full-blown thing inside the hotel with a minor, you guys. Although, as you will see from every one of our testimonies, we were all essayed one way or the other in those hotel rooms. We were teenagers. We were extremely good looking. These men were horny. These women were psychotic. Nobody was getting laid in those hotels except for desperation. And desperation bred that culture of disgusting abuse that went unchecked with all this bullshit, complete BS, complete hypocrisy, that these people were literally on the forefront of puritanical culture. I mean, imagine Ms. Nichols, who thinks she really is saving the world by allowing her donations to go to a hotel that allows literally men who have seduced minors to go float it. So when that starts making sense, when Ms. Nichols' publicist gets a hold of this, then we will start to see what in the hell really is going on. Because again, you guys, if there is no pushback, if these people are just allowed to blab their mouth, and Mary Claire magazine is going to run for the opportunity to get a little bit of clickbait so they can get to Cartier, because let's not forget, Cartier, hotel where supposedly children are getting trafficked. Cartier again, backing this woman who purports it's all about saving children. Meanwhile, she couldn't have cared less for a child inside her own hotels. So how is that making sense to anybody? It continues. There we go. Palate cleanser, you guys. In one corner of the motel room where Nichols waits, a laptop is set up next to a walkie-talkie. Nichols talks with undercover agent to post ads on hookup sites to be known by traffickers. Today, the group posts on Backpage Pro. I mean, why is Mary Claire sending people to these websites, you guys? Like, how irresponsible, how disgusting is this reporter literally writing the page to go to? Nichols says it uses the exact same font as Backpage, colors, design, style, and everything. She leans over the shoulder of a deputy and tells him what to type. There are 2 kids available for sex. Their fake ad says a girl and a boy ages 12 and 13 traveling with an adult couple. You want them coming here? The officer asked Nichols. Yep, Nichols says, arms akimbo. Caucasian and Mexican, she says. Both. Well, shout out to me. I was definitely Mexican, and there were definitely a ton of Caucasian kids with me in those hotels. So you got that one right, Nichols. Marisol Nichols, you guys. Here it is, the vigilante, really at work. Weight 108, or actually 102. It's a kid. They pull up a photo of the post. The images are not explicit. They depict innocence. One shows a girl with a long black hair and a plaid shirt looking sullen and vulnerable. The other smiling blonde boy who looks like he could be on a soccer team. Both actual pictures of adult agents. Nichols has worked alongside before, and the images have aged down using a photo app that Nichols keeps on her phone. She demonstrates how, with a few swipes, she can take someone's selfie and shave off 10, 20, 30 years. Yay, you guys. I mean, this is just pathetic. The ad states the solicitor's name is Bob, age 46, price 0. Actual prices are negotiated over text or phone calls, plus an email and a phone number that belong to law enforcement issued phones. The deputy uploads the doctored image and the ad goes live. A pop-up appears. You have a new message. Within 15 minutes, there's 10 messages from interested parties. Discreet, fit, clean guy looking. Daddy's ready to use you. I am drug and disease free, 5'11 inches, average build, little over 7.5 inches. I want to massage my hot, hard, throbbing. Nichols and other undercover agents scroll through the messages. Well, guess where else people are saying that type of thing to kids? in those sessions that Ms. Nichols purports are extremely religious, you guys. So again, when Ms. Nichols does it, apparently a child is having a religious experience. But when she's out there to catch law enforcement and honeypot them into literally sleeping with the enemy, then none of that applies. How does that make any sense to anybody? We would love to know. Leave that in the comments, please, please, please. Ah, all morning, a phone chatter. Let's cleanse, 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 cleanse. We're almost done. All morning, a phone chatter working with the sheriff's department has been communicating with various men via text. The chatter sitting on a pink lawn chair, an American flag blanket drop over her legs, scroll through them, prepping Nichols before she gets on the phone. You're 15, she tells her. Where are my parents? Nichols asks. Dad's in jail. Mom's strung out, the deputy replies. Nichols nods, sitting on a dusty air conditioner. Two female decoys sit on a nearby bed throughout the day. They have occasionally posted photos with their faces blurred to draw men in. Some of these photos are sent via text by the chatterers. Others end up in the online ads. If good people don't know about it, it will keep happening. Good people are the only ones who will do anything. Well, shout out to you, Marisol, because I think we have a lot of good people on this chat that are seeing through your facade real quick. And I think they will really care a lot and do something about you when they're done watching these videos. An FBI agent in the back of the room tracks cell phone numbers, linking them to addresses and names. Three other deputies communicate via walkie-talkie with officers in the takedown room and with locked cars. Room 231, an officer reminds Nichols, is key piece of the information. Room 231, next door, equipped with bulletproof wall and filled with officers prepared to apprehend the predators. There are many civilians in this room. It would be riskier to arrest the man in here if he was carrying a weapon. You want me to be a speaker, right? Nichols asks. Radio's off. The room falls silent as she dials. On the first go, the person hangs up. Nichols calls back. This time someone answers. Hello, hey, Nichols says, sounding coy. How are you? Are you available? He asks. I'm available. Are you? I'm looking for fun, baby. Do you have a picture? Well, I sent you one. I didn't get it. Oh, strange. Okay, I'll send it again. Do you have one? We hang up. The morning moves slowly, promising fizzle out. Many men chat simultaneously. Some end contract abruptly, nervous. They may be dealing with a sting. Others just chatting, promising to visit the motel. First one, text conversation. A man sends a photo of himself in a pastel shirt and rectangle rimmed glasses and closed lip grin showing his double chin. He writes that he's 52. He thinks he's talking to someone who's 15. Just before 2 p.m., surveillance officers notice a suspect approaching the motel. If one of the men the chatter was texting with earlier, everyone stops talking. They hover around the door and wait for the sound from the inside, listening to walkie-talkies. Knocking on the door, the officer says, reporting to the activity in the next room. A deputy near Nichols turns the knob. Sign light person. There's the suspect, heavy-set middle-aged man. Yakety yak. I mean, this just goes on and on, you guys. I'm like literally so sick of it. She recalls how he talked about getting horny while watching his daughter and her friends play soccer. Well, all of this went on at Ms. Nichols' hotel. So many men talked about all manner of stuff. There she is, you guys. I mean, you can read the rest of the articles for yourselves because you know what? We have had enough of this yet another BS pitch from the corporate corrupt media who cannot stop pitching a literal member of a literal hotel being accused in lawsuits as we speak. And I mean, let's not forget. So yeah, here it is. Shout out to you, Erica Hayasaki. Erica Hayasaki, Southern California writer who teaches in the literally journalism program. Well, shout out to you, who is no wonder journalism is a dead, very, very dead career, you guys, because these people are being taught all manner of BS by all manner of people, doing all manner of ridiculous, no due diligence jobs, regurgitating every single thing they're getting pitched, falling prey, falling victim. I mean, and let's not be too hard on this writer that wrote this for whatever check she needed to cash, right? But let's also contextualize how it's law enforcement, the ones, not the ones that said to Ms. Nichols, you're a civilian, stay in your lane, ma'am, just like every last other person should have. So let's find out, you guys. Let's leave it at that, and let's really find out and wonder who fell for Ms. Nichols' trap, because that's what we're going to get into in our next video. We literally kid you not. So I really want to thank you guys all for watching. I really want to remind you to like, comment, and subscribe, because that is what is going to help us really get this message out and really start exposing the facts and really start calling out corruption where we see it. Corruption cannot breathe in the sunlight, and we need more people knowing what in the hell is going on, and start asking Ms. Nichols to start explaining herself and start making sense for a change. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all extremely, extremely soon. Bye.